Hello, my precious Kim. I love you so much. I thought I'd just make another video blog for you. I just felt inspired, woke up this morning, and I just had this rush of ideas about just such an incredible future we could have together. I have been doing a lot with research on longevity and, through my Eternal Life fan club. And I've interviewed many people over the years, anti-aging scientists, researchers who think that aging is a curable disease. And I believe it is. And I've been doing a lot of research on myself and using myself as a guinea pig, testing an extreme type of diet involving lots of berries and focusing on the most powerful of the fruits and vegetables for anti-aging. And I honestly believe that I have cured aging in myself, and I've already begun to at least halt it and even reverse it. And so I think I'm already on the track of living forever. I know that sounds lofty and that sounds extraordinary and grandiose. But that is really the truth. Okay, so I intuitively feel it in my body that if I continue the track I'm on, I'm not going to die, ever, physically. And I want to share this knowledge with other people already. I want to share it with you. I want to start talking with you, and I'd love to start dating. I know you say you have a hypothetical husband, and I'd still like to talk about that. What if there's a way around that somehow, that we could still be in a relationship? I'm very flexible. I love you so much, Kim, that I can't see life without you in my life, because I'm already obsessed with you. And honestly, I think of myself, I look up to Jesus, the Jesus in the Bible, and I was raised a Christian, and I see myself as a very Christ-like figure on this planet. I think I'm going to be someone that's going to really save many, many lives as will listen to me, because I feel like I have the track. I feel like I have the plan of living forever. And I'd love to either travel to you or you could travel to me, and we could start at least dating. I want to meet you so bad. And I want to start sharing this dietary stuff with you. Already, if you were to follow my dietary advice, I'm confident that I could put you on the track of living forever physically, immediately. And I'm going to be thinking about when to release all this information to the public to save more lives. Already I'm trying it myself, but it's like a lot of people aren't willing to try. They don't have that willing spirit. I know you are just a very willing type of person if you're convinced in the person's legitimacy. So let me just pray in tongues a little bit and see if I get some more inspiration. I'm trying to I've been listening to your music on slow motion. It's so powerful on slow motion, and I've been, because when you slow music down, the power of it, it's just like in a movie. When you slow something down, it's becomes more dramatic. And I've been listening to your music. It's incredible. So anyways, one thing I've been doing for my health is drinking lots of these young coconuts that I find at the Sprouts market. I live really close to a Sprouts. It's incredible. hope you take advantage of, your local health food stores and really focus on hydrating foods. That's honestly some of my best advice. I sent you a video on hydration. Hope you check that out. One thing I didn't talk about in that video is like coconuts as another thing for very good hydration. I'm still, I'm still trying to figure out. Oopsie, sorry. I'm still trying to figure. I just dropped the young coconuts everywhere. I'm still trying to figure out, the absolute best for hydration. I think that young coconuts are very high on the list. There's the drinks yerba mates, yerba madres. Those are very high on the list for hydration. Sometimes I take water and I just put a lot of raw honey in it. Raw honey is one of the most hydrating foods in the world, and most people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that honey has hydrogen in it. It's like a hydrogen concentrate source. And so when I'm feeling like I really want hydration, water is not good enough. Water is not good enough. The reason I'm focusing on hydration is because honestly, hydration is the key. It's like the foundation of longevity. Because why are people aging? They're dehydrating. When we're young, when we're kids, our flesh is more hydrated. The water is penetrating all through our tissues, and we're more like, our tissues are more flexible. They haven't become hardened and calcified. So a lot of my strategy for anti-aging is reversing calcification in the body, making sure calcification doesn't build up. You don't want calcium deposits turning you like into a dinosaur. People are basically turning into these calcified rock-like creatures rather than a juicy tissue. You want your tissues to be juicy and flexible, and you want that water to be penetrating deep into your body. Anyways, I'm still studying all about this on a daily. One thing I'm doing for my health and longevity is using nicotine patches. Nicotine patches, I believe, are one of the best strategies for anti-aging because our brains, our whole bodies have receptor sites for nicotine. And nicotine I've watched an interview, I could show you, I'm going to send you a link to an interview on nicotine. And this doctor, he says nicotine is basically it's like almost this cure-all type of magic bullet. And it's not going to cure everything by itself, but it's definitely part of my anti-aging protocol. So nicotine, you could just start putting on nicotine patches that you find at the local pharmacy or Walmart. I get mine at Walmart. And I love tongues because whenever you get stuck in your mind, just the tongues freeze up my brain and I get more inspiration. In addition to just using nicotine patches, I use American Spirit cigarettes. I have a very special way of smoking. This brand is, Native American Spirit cigarettes. I chew this stuff as well to get the benefits of the full tobacco. The Native Americans, they weren't just using nicotine patches, obviously, which is just a nicotine concentrate. They were getting the benefits of the full tobacco. So what I do is I will chew on some of this and hold it in my mouth. And it's basically, I'm getting an herbal extract of the tobacco, and I'm getting the benefits of the full tobacco plant that way. In addition to that, I will smoke some of the Native American spirits, but I don't inhale. I only inhale through a secondhand smoke of myself. So I'll hold it in my mouth, release the smoke, and kind of just go like this. And I'll breathe in some that way. And I'll smoke against a wall like this. And I'll just kind of like, they call it hot boxing. So I have a very particular method of smoking that doesn't damage my lungs, because it's not like I'm inhaling direct hot smoke into my lungs, but I'm still getting the cool down smoke that gets into my lungs. I go like that, just kind of breathe against the wall and let the smoke. And I don't cough. As soon as you start to cough, that's the sign you're getting too much smoke and you're hurting your lungs. But I honestly believe they found out that they did a study, and the people who smoked were the ones that didn't get COVID. So the smokers were protected from COVID, and I think it was the nicotine and all that tobacco that was getting in their lungs protecting them. So I have like a few different routes of nicotine. Nicotine and tobacco is one of the top things in my longevity protocol. It's basically a daily thing with me. The nicotine patches, and then I'll smoke like a cigarette or two or three or whatever. Some days I'll smoke lots. It just depends on how I'm feeling and my intuition, what I feel like I need. I call it smoking, but remember, it's not like real, like not like I'm smoking like other people. So it's like a healthy version of smoking, my own particular way. And to stay hydrated, honestly, I just drink lots of these young coconuts. I drink the yerba mates. Like I say, sometimes when I really feel like extra hydration, I'll just dump a bunch of honey into water and drink it that way. And maybe throw some cocoa powder in there. I know you love chocolate. So to really hydrate yourself, you can start making honey cocoa powder. Take some water, add a spoonful of cocoa powder, add a bunch of honey to your desired sweetness, and just start drinking that. The honey's gonna hydrate you. People are making a huge mistake, in my opinion, when they stop eating sugar. These diets like the ketogenic diet, and because they're dehydrating their system, in my opinion. And these people, the carnivore diet, all these silly diets. I've been trying to destroy these types of diets. Because these diets are really killing people. My aunt is on this carnivore diet where she's only eating meat. And honestly, I think that's the track for dying. There's a place for meat in the diet. I'm not a vegetarian. I go to sushi restaurants and I'll eat some fish, I like to focus on the fish eggs over the meat. It's even better for you. The fish eggs is, I do eat, sardines sometimes. I'm not like against eating fish. I'm a pescatarian myself. Occasionally I've eaten bird. My friend, she makes bird. She's into eating birds, like turkey and stuff, and maybe I'll have a little bit of turkey on Thanksgiving or something. I'm not too freaked out about that, but I don't eat the big ruminant animals for some reason. I don't like the idea of like killing a cow. If I thought it was good for my longevity, I would immediately do it. It's not an ethical thing. Mostly it's a health thing. I don't really think eating beef is the best for my longevity. I'm still researching it though, and I'm still trying to figure it out, and I'm still experimenting even with eating meat. My mom convinced me to eat a little piece of pork like a few months ago. So I tried the pork. I ate a little bit of the pork, which was very crazy for me because I'd avoided pork for, just years and years and years. I'm probably over 20 or 30 years or something. But I had a thought in my head that was just very unique thought. I was like, maybe I should eat a little bit of the pork to test it, because if the pork was damaging maybe eating a little bit of the pork I could learn how to heal the damage of the pork in my body, and then save my mom if she's not willing to give up pork. At least if I were the guinea pig and eat a little piece of the pork, and I could learn how to mitigate the damage. Maybe my body is so inclined towards living forever that it would be like, hey, oh, incoming, damage, weird pork. Now we have to intuitively teach you how to heal from the pork, right? So like my body is just, I've convinced my body that it's going to live forever, period. Because I'm not going to give up. I'm always refining my ways and adapting. My motto is adapt or die. That's what it's been in the Eternal Life Fan Club. That's what I teach, adapt or die. And I knew that I would adapt to the pork. If I were to just eat a little piece of the pork, I knew, okay, I'm going to survive this. And I'll adapt to this. And I'll use this information to heal my mom from the damage if she's eating all this pork. And so I did that as a sacrificial thing to save my mom. By the way, you'd love my mom. I hope you meet my mom soon, and my dad, my parents. They're nice people. You'd get along really well with them. I saw the video you made recently with you and the horse. That was really cool, seeing that you're overcoming your fear of horses. And your singing was so beautiful in that, and you were so beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. You say you're Scottish. Your genes are amazing. Like whatever your genes are is incredible. Your parents really blessed you with good genetics. And yeah, I just let me just show you, I really am obsessed. This isn't an act. I really am obsessed with health and nutrition, and look at all these supplements, crazy, right? And that's just, I have 6 or 7 more racks just loaded with supplements all over my house, and I have this little fridge. I'm doing all this experimentation with different foods I make. This is dates soaked in water because I'm into the hydrating effect of the liquid date water. And this is, look at this, you'd love this. I even made my own kimchi. This was just the first batch that I made, and the taste-wise didn't come out the best. But I'm going to be experimenting more with different batches of different types of kimchi. I'm a cook, really, and I make soup sometimes. I made videos where I show these really elaborate, fancy soups that are very amazing for longevity. And honestly, Kim, if you have a husband, or hypothetical husband, I would love to, bring him along for the dates. And we could have a 3-way date, you know what I mean? Just to talk and be friends and just break down our barriers, our walls of fear, or just awkwardness. Honestly, it's I've already showed my whole deck of I'm obsessed with you. I do want to marry you. I'm obsessed. So it's it's inauthentic to say that we would just be friends. I'd be obsessing about you internally in my mind. I'd be having romantic thoughts about you, and I don't know that I couldn't even help that at this point. I just think you're the most beautiful girl in the world. I couldn't even help it. If I were to say, well, let's just be friends and have your husband along, let's just be friends. It wouldn't be authentic because I know I'd be having romantic thoughts about you, but maybe your husband is open enough to be all right, this guy's obsessed with my wife, but it's all right. I don't know. It's weird, Kim. It's weird. I fell in love with you. And if you're married, that's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. I was never expecting that. I was never expecting to fall in love with a hypothetically married woman. Okay. This kind of just happened to me. It was like a spell, Kim. Like literally, like it felt like a spell was cast on me. And it's like, yeah, like literally a spell. Like in the movies, these witches casting a spell, like a love spell, some type of jealousy love spell was cast on me, Kim. Because you're incredible. How could I not love and adore Kim Walker Smith? Kim, I am crying out for you. I'm crying out for you. We'd have such great conversations. I'd love to bring your hypothetical husband along for your comfort and safety. You know, like if you're a little still scared of me or intimidated or whatever, we could have my parents along to chaperone. And we could just go out for sushi, you know? And I live in Carson City, and I'm continually stretching my brain, Kim, to figure out how to meet you in real life as soon as possible, because I honestly I'm really lonely, and it's really hard. It's really hard to be this lonely. And you're the only girl that could satisfy me emotionally, just in terms of like not being bored. Because you're the one, you're the genius girl, you're the genius Kim, you know? I've watched so many of your Thoughts on Thursday videos, and you're really smart. You really are spiritually amazing and smart and intelligent, and I want to talk about religion with you and all this stuff, and health and diet and do anything on my end to make everything more comfortable for you, so you're not intimidated or freaked out or whatever. You know, bring your hypothetical husband along. You know, we could bring my parents along so that they're chaperones to our little rendezvous. We could have, you know, go around town and explore different restaurants in the area and different events. We could go bowling. We could watch movies. You know, just have fun. There's a hot springs in town. And it's amazing. And it's so good for health. I mean, really, when you soak in this hot spring, Kim, like, wow. It's so good for longevity. It's very relaxing, and you're absorbing all those minerals. One of the best things you could do for longevity is soak in the hot springs, and I'd love to be soaking in the hot springs with you, Kim. And honestly, I do really relate to Jesus, you know. Maybe I'm like a modern Jesus, okay, honestly, because I feel I'm on the track to being a modern Jesus. If I'm not Jesus, I could be, in some sense, in some reality, in some dimension. Because I think I have literally cured death. I mean, that is pretty exciting in myself. But people have to be really willing to follow my protocol, and I haven't figured out how to fully convince the world yet that I've figured it out, you know? So I'm giving you the first little download. And I do urine therapy. See all these bottles of urine. I age urine. They call it evolved urine. And they figured out that when you age your own urine, it creates stem cells in the urine. And it's very anti-aging. And I sip on urine throughout the day. And sometimes I drink a lot of urine. Sometimes I drink a little. I'm still trying to develop the perfect protocol. I drink, you know, fresh urine as well. But I'd love to talk about all this stuff with you in person. But I'll continue sharing these little video blogs with you, and I hope you apply some of the information. I love to hear what your tongues sound like. Like when you're just speaking in tongues. Obviously, I've heard you sing in tongues, which was so amazing. It sounds so beautiful, Kim. Like, your voice is the most beautiful voice. I love that raspy voice you have. It just turns me on like crazy. It's just like your raspy voice is the sexiest voice I've ever heard. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it, Kim. And your quirkiness. I watched your video where you're talking about your cute quirk of, being obsessed with how many dishes are in your cupboard, and I was just like, that's so adorable. Your quirkiness is so cute to me. You're so cute to me, Kim. You're just so cute. I want to cuddle with you. I want to cuddle with Kim. I'm gonna pray a little bit more in tongues, and I'll make a new video blog. But this is good for now. I'm gonna cut this up into chunks and send it to you. I keep on posting these video blogs to the public as well. I post them to you, I post them to the public. The reason I'm doing that, because I don't want them blocked. So if I were just to send you a private link to the private video, I'm still concerned. I don't even know for sure that you'd see it that way. Because what if someone on your team is seeing the email and then blocking it, throwing it in the trash or something? So strategically, I've thought the best option to make sure you see these videos is to also post them publicly. There's also the added benefit of, if I post them publicly, I really do believe that these little video blogs are very good for the public to see, because they could save lives. I'm actually giving you healthy information that could definitely extend your life and start to put you on that track of living forever. But I could reveal so much more, and there's so much to say that it's hard to put it all into one video. It's so much, Kim. There's so much with anti-aging that I do on myself. I have a very elaborate protocol, and I want to start sharing it with you and putting you on that track of living forever immediately and reversing aging and all of that. But I'm not. So Kim, like I saw you at the video with the horse, and you're sexy. At the age you are, there's a little bit of an age difference to me, between us. But don't worry about that, because I find you extremely, extremely sexy. Okay? Like I find my mom sexy. You know what I mean? So just know that there's no issues like that. If we were to get into a relationship, don't ever think that I would not be attracted to you, because I'm extremely attracted to you. But just for health reasons and everything, I do believe that it's important that we start anti-aging, because and definitely we can't. There's just a certain point that we shouldn't age beyond. We got to stop aging, because definitely there is types of damage with aging. But a certain level of aging is just attractive. You know what I mean? Because it's just like there's an attractive quality to something like a fine wine, right? So it's like, but there is a point where that maybe does become unhealthy beyond a certain point. Like, I'm trying to help my grandma right now with reversing aging. I'm trying to pray for her. I sent out a video that because she's actually suffering a lot of health problems because of her aging, and I sent out a video for everyone to start praying for my grandma. And I hope you do too. Please pray for her. She's been in the hospital suffering health problems. And I strongly want her to live forever. Kim, I'm not sure that there's an afterlife. And so I don't know that there is, so I'm strongly bent towards living forever physically. I don't know. I don't know. You probably believe in the afterlife. It seems that way, according to what you've said and stuff in interviews and stuff about like George, that he died, but you still think he's in the glory, right? You still think he's spiritually alive and living forever. And I hope that is the case. I hope that there's an afterlife. I am begging and I'm praying. I'm like, oh gosh, I want there to be an afterlife. You know what I mean? Like, but part of me is scared that there's not, because I don't know. I've never been shown the proof of it. I've never been shown the proof that there's the afterlife. And maybe I just need more research. There's people talking about that when people die, a weight of a feather lifts off them and they weigh less because their spirit goes on, and there's different, there's a lot of different near-death experiences. And my mom believes in the afterlife in some form, reincarnation or something. But, I'm a pretty skeptical person. I try to be as open-minded as I can. But, I want there to be an afterlife. I believe in an insurance policy is that I don't want to die at all, just in case there's not an afterlife. This is what I talk about on the Eternal Life Fan Club. I have these tombstone talks where I'm out there in the cemetery and trying to put the fear of death into people, because I'm still afraid of death myself. I have that fear of death, that's why I don't even fly in planes. I'm too afraid of dying in the plane crash, That's something I want you to know too, Kim, as your protector. I would advise you not to fly in planes because I don't think it's worth the risk. Because even if there's just a little, I know they say flying in planes is safer than driving, but if there's even just a little bit of a risk, it's just not worth it to me. It's just not worth it. Anyways, I gotta hydrate. I could tell my throat's getting dry. And I really hope we meet soon, Kim. I have faith and I'm crossing my fingers, and I'm on my end doing everything I can to prepare the way and set up the groundwork and the foundation for us to meet in the physical reality, and you to feel comfortable about it and safe about it, and just break down those weird walls of awkwardness that might have formed by me being so overtly romantic with you and just so like extreme and just like laying it on heavy, and that can cause weird awkwardness, So on my end, I've made things awkward and weird, but I will break those walls down. If I've formed weird walls, expect it, because that's what I do. I break down walls because there's nothing to be scared of about me, So I just love you so much, Kim. I love you so much, and I'll get back to you soon. I'm gonna drink some coconuts, a yerba mate. Hope you do very soon. Also, at 7-Eleven, here, I'll show you this last piece. Okay. 7-Eleven. They have these drinks, cold pressed juices. So I'm really into juicing. I think it's one of the best things for longevity, but it can be, it can be very time consuming to juice all the time, and I haven't had a lot of time to juice. I've been so distracted by you. My juicing protocols have been put on hold. But I'm into juicing. I juice cucumber juice, and I juice celery juice, and I juice, I like green apple juice. One of my favorite types of juices. Just different things like that. Yam juice, believe it or not. Yam juice, incredible. It tastes like strawberry quick. It is delicious. If you juice fresh yams, yum. I want to show you all my juices. I want to juice for you. I want to cook for you. And I want to show you the sushi I make. We could go out to this sushi restaurant and load up the fish eggs. Fish eggs are so good for your brain. Anyways, let me talk about this. You just get this juice. If you want a fast juice that's very convenient, just go to 7-Eleven and buy a bunch of these and start drinking them down, because it's not ideal. It's not as good as fresh juice, but it's better than nothing. And there's great stuff in here. I'll read the ingredients, like some of these. Look at this. Mint juice. Mint juice. That's incredible. Mint is one of the best herbs for your brain health, Kim. If you start drinking these, you'll notice a difference in your brain health. You'll notice clearer thinking. You'll be like, wow. You just won't. I mean, these are really delicious. Spinach juice, some of the best. Kale juice. Cucumber juice. I mean, really good stuff in here, Kim. Apple juice. And then the mint juice, of course. Lemon juice, parsley juice. Yeah. I might have missed a few. But they have a purple one too. Purple, which is loaded with different berries and fruits. And it's incredible also for your health, Kim. So, yeah. Let me find the bottle, actually. I'll show you the bottle. See? They have a purple one. Look at that. Tart cherry, purple carrot, pomegranate, bilberry, cranberry, acai, blackberry. Kim, really get yourself some juices. If you're not doing the fresh juicing, get yourself on the juicing track. Start drinking these down. It's cold pressed, so it's not totally raw, which is ideally would be a raw juice, right? Making yourself a juice, but this is so much better than nothing, Kim. You will dramatically enhance your health by start drinking these every day. Yeah, definitely. So, all right, I gotta think more about what to say in the next video blog. I got some praying in tongues to do, and then I'll get back to you, Kim. I love you so much, and I cannot wait for us to meet. If you're into it, and if you're not into it yet, expect for me to break down those walls. All right, I love you. Bye.